Hey, I'm back. So, word of the day is transformation. So, pretty much every video since my fast started, it's been 46 days since I started my fast, and my fast is completed. I made it. And, okay, the level of lessons and teachings that I got through this fast, the emotional struggles that I went through with this fast, girl, listen, it was intense. But I have so much to tell you guys about this fast and how deep this fast really was for not only me, but for my wife as well. We both fast through Lent for 46 days. And we basically went through a very similar transformation at the same time because we both hit milestones in our life at the same time. So this year she turned 35. This year I turned 30. So if you know anything about milestone years, you know that you go through a slight change or a moment of discomfort in your growth, especially if you're spiritual. And because I have been working very hard on my spiritual gifts, I went through a lot of tests and a lot of things that I had to get through. And pretty much everything that I posted since the first video was what I was going through at the time, and it was something that I was learning and dealing with. And if I wasn't going through it at that time when I recorded, I went through it like the next day or shortly after. So pretty much I was talking you guys through my own journey, and you didn't know. But now I'm feeling more like myself, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about everything. One of the things that we discovered in our journey was that we basically went through, if you ever seen Inside Out, the movie Inside Out, basically how she was going through all of those changes and all of those differences because she was reaching a different point in her life. We basically were going through the changes that she was going through in the movie. And we will actually break that down for y'all. Like, we're gonna sit and watch the movie. Don't worry, you don't have to watch the whole movie with us, but you will be watching clips of our realizations and watching the movie. Also, I may have to sit and break down all of the things that happened to me personally through the fast and the different things that I learned throughout that. This is basically just me introducing the video and letting you all know that we will have a special guest. My wife will be joining us on this video, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
I'm watching this and I'm like, literally when you're absolutely trying to find the positive in everything. Mm-hmm. And you be struggling pulling shit out of thin air because you like joy. Okay, so you gotta find some type of joy, but this is fucked up. Like, this is not what I was expecting. There is a dead rat in this house. And we don't even have the moving van. So I only have this many outfits, and I start school probably in a couple days. Not only that, there's no furniture. How the fuck do you expect me to sleep on this floor?
Right.
But you're just trying to find the joy. We could get pizza.
And the pizza got broccoli on it.
The very thing that she hates. So she Joy is stressed out, bless her heart, and she's still trying to keep it keep it together. But she okay, I'm running out of ideas. But that's literally how it is. You go someplace new or even, try something new, and then it's this is not expected.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in the beginning, because you don't even understanding that you're the magnitude of the transition that you're trying to go through.
Man. And you just gotta be okay, well, the moving van isn't here, so I a sleeping bag. It's comfortable. I mean, they could have got the baby in their mattress though, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, ooh, Joy, bless her heart, she's trying. Like, she's really trying. But that fear and disgust and anger, because you like, bro.
Why am I even here? I didn't do anything.
Right. Like, my daddy decided we were going to move. So, I would have stayed in Minnesota. But that's not the point. You gotta move. So, that's a whole different side. And basically, this is the part of the fast when everything emotionally gets to shit.
Yeah, that's when we shut down.
That's literally when we shut down. Like, we was just like, you know what? And the only 3 emotions that were left were fear, disgust, and anger.
Yeah.
Like,
That was that last couple weeks.
oh my gosh. And then, like, literally everything, like, we were disgusted with everything. Like, every fucking thing. And then, of course, we was mad because we, like, we used to, like, skate on the lake, and now we don't. It's just really dear. Ugh. And then we was fearful because we, like, we don't know what's about to happen. Like,
Yeah.
but this would be the part, like, that core memory, like, it's another part of ourselves forming, so to speak. And not all core memories are happy ones. Even in early childhood, like, granted, she was blessed to have joy, like, be her core memories for 11 years, but it don't work like that a lot. Like, there's gonna be some sad core memories in there, but it still makes us who we are as people. Like, as far as how we gonna know, how can we appreciate joy if we never had sadness for it? And like, figure out ways to not have that happen. But depression is when your islands are down.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Yeah, because that's why I said it's a shutdown. Literally, all of her personality just shut down, and you even seen it when they went out. Like, she literally just like got stuck. It looked like she was numb.
And this would be considered like depression. Like, you just shut down and everything pisses you off. You're not necessarily scared of everything, but as far as like scared of the outcome. And as a result of those two, everything gets on your fucking nerves. Like, somebody could have a stuffy nose and you like, just blow your nose. Like, it shouldn't be that serious. Like, wow. So I don't know, like, when she said all of the islands are down, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I think I even told you, like, when we were going through this stage, as far as in our fast, I think I even told you, like, I just felt heavy. Like,
Yeah, you did.
So I'm that's why I'm like, my eyelids were down. Like, that shit's crazy. And joy and sadness running around in my long term trying to get back to headquarters. But these 3 niggas are in charge, so it's gonna be a wild ride, bro.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay. You said what?
I just noticed that her mother's sadness was in charge of the board. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. Like, but yeah, hers is joy, like, and then her mom's is sadness.
But they said that though, because when she walked in the room, she was like, "Oh, the mom bad news train is on its way." Like, and sure enough, as soon as she walked in, she just started spilling negativity, like. And then she was like, "Well, you know, if we could just stay positive, you know, blah blah blah." She was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, she looked to her for the joy. Like, her joy is somewhere in the background. Like, that's intense. But I don't know. I guess I don't know what her real emotions are. I don't know. I think it's
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think hers run around like Riley's does.
Yeah, but she knows how to. Oh, I get it. Oh, so Joy is her main person, but because she's an adult, she's already learned that to allow this
Oh,
sadness to take
duh.
over. You know what I'm saying? Like she's already learned that okay, it's okay for sadness to take over. Just be sad, but not fall into like your islands are down.
Right.
Or, no shit. Like Riley's sadness was reckless. Like just touching shit. Like getting out of the circle. Like not reading like she was asked to. But she's already mature enough to figure it out. Like as far as in this moment, it's okay to be sad because I'm just as frustrated. This is not the house that I pictured. Which even if it is, I don't know, if they showed him like an older picture of the house, because I'm like, I wouldn't move my family. Oh, it had to be affordable. Okay, because most of his money was going into his company, which is understandable. They got a roof, but dang, like, we wouldn't be able to do this as far as like sit on the couch and just chill. Like, we got to sit on the hard ass crates and all of that other type of stuff. Like, my goodness. And then our TVs are probably in the moving van, so you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Like, so she's already learned that it's okay for sadness to take the wheel sometimes. Like, especially when in a situation like this. She's just, oh, okay. All right, I got it. Because I didn't understand that either. Like, why is her sadness running the show? But she was still organized. If you notice, like she was still organized. Like signal the husband, like like dang, I'm hurting too, but I've already learned how to control my emotions and let them drive when they supposed to, while still keeping it balanced and shit. Oh, okay, I get it.
Disaster.
But notice how anger is running his shit, like, cause he's probably mad as hell, like. Just even the thought of, because he just said, like, we only have enough capital to last a month, maybe two. So he's probably mad as hell. He'd have moved his family all the way out here. And I don't know. But he's still low key, because he's an adult as well, has learned how to control his emotions. Even though anger is running the show right now as a result of what's going on with his job. So it's literally the same thing as the mom. But it also, I can imagine that's how God was with us when we were going through our fear, disgust, and anger. Like, is it prepare the foot? Like
when we were balanced,
man,
or when we weren't balanced, we were even. That was the difference, because usually the balance for us being yin and yang is like this.
Yeah.
If I'm down, you're up. If I'm up, you're down. Yeah. Like, but this time we were right here. And I was like, I don't know how to help you. I can't help you. You like, I can't help you either. It was just like sorrow, pity, despair. Like, just let me feel it in my soul for like an hour. And I'm good. Like, mine lasted for a good, like, couple hours, though. But eventually, like, when I tell you no sleep, they was not playing with me. Like, I was like, okay, I hear you. Dang. I'll go get her. And come get in this bed, bro. Like, dang, yeah, that was crazy.
Well, ooh, Lord. And that's why I'm like, that, I don't know. That was just crazy because both of us was like frustrated because we going through our own shit and then we can't help our spouse when they going through shit. So it's just like, oh my gosh, like we literally were in the same place at the same time, and that's never happened in our relationship.
No.
But we're always opposite, like in some ways. Like you said, if I'm in a great mood, like I'm able to give babe some of my positivity if she's not really having a good day, and vice versa. But if we both just like fight his underpass, like, no, then we can't. Like, so, whew.
Yeah.
But God was like detecting the high level of sass. Like, we would never disrespect our father, but we was just like.
But you see that both of them were basically even, kind of, at the same time, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she wasn't leading with anger. She was leading with sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And he was leading with anger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but neither one of them were using joy.
No.
Like, so that's...
She was not at the control panel at all. Well, she was, but...
That was their even moment. Like... But it wasn't even even. It was a weird off balance. It wasn't completely off, but it was close to off. Like,
yeah, I guess the bottom line was, because that's basically even where your own personality comes in.
mm-hmm.
Because you're still a different person, but you're the same person at the same time.
Right.
So the core of you does not change, in a sense. Like, we're still going to be goofy. We're still going to be, silly, and we can be serious, and all the other type of stuff that makes us who we are, and like the reason why we attract people, like especially people who are going through a dark time, because we're their light wherever they are at the moment. So it's just like, well, you don't even have that light yourself. It's like either way. But yeah, you're right, like that is their even moment, because Joy's at the control panel, but she's not running the console.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's there like just enough. The way I picture this, especially since it's paused on the moms, the way I picture this is like Joy is basically like those moments when you get up in the morning,
mm-hmm.
you just like, thank you God for waking me up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But then sadness is like, all right,
mm-hmm.
here we go. And it's like, even her sadness had joy and anger, the two extremes, on the opposite side of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then disgust and fear were on the outside of the console.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, I think it's just who you are as a person, and based on where your core memories are, is how you handle situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as everything is fucked up, from the job to the housing situation, and then you got a sassy kid, and you're like,
I also noticed that Riley only has one console, whereas like they have a long console that everybody has controls, and they all have seats.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And whereas all of them kind of are standing, they don't really know. We just all here at this little console trying to figure out how this shit works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And whoever's in control, like, that's who's in control.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and everybody's okay with this,
mm-hmm.
which they are. But you're absolutely right. Like, their consoles are much longer because they've gone through more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the more things that they go through, the more you got to learn how. There's more gadgets and gadgets to your console, as far as the more you navigate this life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like people who made it into the 100s, like, their console probably goes all the way around.
Mm-hmm. mm-hmm.
And then their emotions basically have like a section that they control. Like, I don't know. That's just how I pictured it. But, and then his is like, I'm sorry, sir, no one was listening.
They was all watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That is hilarious. Q Sports.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all day, babes. Q Sports.
Come on, where's my happy girl?
When God shows his numbers and...
mm-hmm.
Oh, he's trying to start up goofball.
Literally that last week, like,
mm-hmm.
God's like, look, I'm telling you it's coming. And I'm like,
bruh, but I'm still laying on the floor.
I love you, I hear you, like, you're so wonderful, but I don't see any of that right now. Like, I just want to be like this. Can I just be like this? I know, I hear you, I believe you. I was like, I didn't care at that point. I was just like, whatever, dog. It's not that I don't believe you. I have no happiness left. Like, I literally am just drained and exhausted mentally. Like, I just want to take a nap.
Mm-hmm. Joy is somewhere in my long term. Like, anytime, like, we go through whatever, where I'm just feeling down, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Joy is just in my long term right now. Like, man, because, whoo, yeah, those last couple of weeks, I was like, bruh, like, come, really? But that's literally hilarious, because our Father showing us numbers and giving us revelations, and that's great. That's wonderful, but you're not striking up Goofball Island right now because all of my core memories are with Joy.
Mhm.
In my long term, they're not in headquarters right now, sir. I can't even start it up if I wanted to.
Mhm.
And I do. I don't have it. Like, I literally don't have it. That is funny. Ooh, you said what?
Out with the old, in with the new. Cleaning up shop for getting ready for a new beginning.
A new version, new you.
Mm-hmm. Like the transitions that we go through and milestones, especially like we were talking about last night, how we go through milestones at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think that this is literally the moment where they clean out everything that is no longer serving you to make room for the new.
And it's no longer serving you. Like, as far as this, I also took it as your inner child work. Because, like, Princess Pony Island, like, or Town or whatever, Stuffed Animal Hall of Fame, like, all of that stuff was her like, toddler and kid stage. Like, but she's, like you said, hitting a milestone. So, you gotta, and then, like you said, anything that doesn't serve you anymore, like, she has no need for that knowledge in middle school, like, none whatsoever. But in order for that new stuff to come, the old stuff has to be thrown in the memory dump. Crazy.
Is this place the subconscious? They call the troublemakers.
The subconscious, that's where they put all the troublemakers.
My hair feels.
Yo, I caught that too. Like, wait, that's where they put all the troublemakers? And your subconscious thoughts?
That's about right.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that, but that makes perfect sense. And what I've been talking about that too, like the subconscious thoughts. That's what be messing everything up.
Man, and Riley is scared of clowns. So them subconscious thoughts spark fears. Like, brings up shit that you're scared of. Wow. So literally, this whole fast, we've been having some crazy dreams, especially the last couple weeks. And they weren't bad. They just didn't make any sense. And like, that's, her dreams were not making sense at all. Like, first, you was the new kid in school. And then, you know, your teeth start falling out and you ain't got pants on. And then a dog starts chasing his tail after it separates. And you're like, what? And then you have ponies dancing and out of nowhere a clown comes. You're like, boom, pick a storyline. Like, what are these dreams about? Like, they make absolutely no sense whatsoever.
It'd be a bunch of random subconscious thoughts, like, and things not making sense because you're running off of fear, anger, and disgust. Like, those are the only emotions that you have in you at that moment. So at that point, you go into fight or flight mode, and like everything is like coming up and like trying to escape and run away, and they're trying to get rid of everything. They're literally rebuilding the whole thing. Like, so in this, it's just construction and shit just flying everywhere. You have no idea what's going on at all, but you just like going through it at the same time. You just waiting on joy to show up. You just waiting on even sadness at some point, like, to return back to headquarters to make sense of this. Like,
because I don't even get it. Like, I don't understand. And she, oof, Lord. But that's really how it is. Like,
that's what that healing should do to you.
Man, be knocking everything that you thought about yourself, or getting rid. I like your like explanation better. Like, getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Like, and that's mindsets and just basically childish ways as far as those who still need to mature. Like, just get rid of all of it. Brand new construction. Like, Enjoy being in the memory dump. Literally, is like when you just can't find nothing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just, this is it. Like, you don't have nothing. Like, you don't have shit. Sadness still running around, like, in your long term, but you just forgot joy. Like,
And Joy is still down there trying to find some little piece of happiness.
something. Like, something to hold on to. Like, just being as optimistic as you could possibly be without just being like, fuck this completely. Like, oh. But yeah, and that's, you know, the Bible even speaks of balance when it talks about if something was ugly, how would you know beauty is? Like, basically, if it don't rain, then you really don't appreciate the sun. Like, everything's balanced. So she was just trying to make everything just joy, 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 joy all the time. But no, there's going to be some sad moments. But joy, like, helps us, or sadness helps us appreciate joy. Like,
I said you're trying to find that little bit of childlike faith to give you a little boost.
Man. Ooh. Because that's true. Like, trying to find something like a way back and try to find some happiness somewhere. Like, okay, it's bang bong, we're going to the moon. Like,
Even that's deep. Sadness running around in imagination land, making situations crazier and coming up with stuff that doesn't exist. Interesting.
yeah. Like, wow. I didn't even think about it that way, but it was not raining until she got on the cloud. And then not only did Bing Bong kill her husband, Mrs. Cloud's husband, like, Joy just ran right through her, like, so he like, bruh, it's no point. Like, wow.